Okay. Make sure I get this correct, because if we make one wrong choice, it's gonna be a pain. Okay, we want chapter 9. Yeah, I don't need to see all the bad ends. Hello! My mic should hopefully be a lot clearer now, because I have really good headphones that Robin got me. But if it gives you any issues at all, please let me know. I will adjust it accordingly. So I'm using the capture card to do this, because when I installed this game, it still gives me the thing where it's like, hey, if you hit a certain chapter, yes, the sun is crystal clear. Yay! It still has the thing where if you hit a certain chapter, it'll go, you can't record anymore. So I can't record by doing the streaming way through PlayStation, so I'm just using the capture card. It's just easier that way. And then I also installed Elden Ring for Robin. I haven't played Elden Ring yet. I still need to. Oh yeah. I remember that as long as we could see. Yeah, thankfully we can see this way. I want the normal game. I don't need the first fan disc. I still need to go over the fan discs. I haven't even done the fan discs really. I did Van's fan disc on the first one, and then I went, okay, I'm good. And yep, there's the warning up there. And I already made sure I had all the other CGs that I could unlock right now. If I do new game, if I'm correct, I can jump chapter or not. It's not Path to Genesis, is it? Oh, yeah, it is Path to Genesis. We want to have favor towards Lupin. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess this is another game you can use as a ref. It is actually. Oh god, how do I skip dialogue with this? I don't remember these button presses. Okay, there's the menu. It has been so long. Okay, I had force on there. Skip, okay. Touchpad, what? Uh, autoplay options. Okay. Zoom! Oh wait, hold on. Because we're gonna be doing Lupin, we don't want to force skip, his other stuff. I forgot I hit force on the other stuff so I could, go past, St. Germain's and Impies because I didn't want to do it. You know, just sit through this for a second. It'll go by faster, but. Cardia's tragic backstory with Elaine. Oh, sorry, the dog! Sorry about that. I hope you're okay. Here, I'm gonna just mute the audio right now in case there's another dog. There, you're just gonna hear me talk right now. You wouldn't understand. Go away, Saint Germain. Oh, no, Cardia, keep skipping his text. Oh, okay, we're already here. Alright. Hold on, bring back the music. I didn't even remember. I thought the dog thing was only at the beginning. That's why I'm like, wait, what happened? I'll go with you, Lupin. Me? Sure, let's go for it. Why are you so quiet? I thought it was the puppies at first. No, I think they're asleep downstairs. And also, you know what? Actually, Nyx does sound like that. I would believe that. Me? Sure, let's go for it. A cure for your poison, Isaac's location, plans for large-scale terrorist attack. There are so many things we want to find out about. It would be fantastic if it was all clues conveniently appeared at our feet. Lupin, have you lost your voice? You know what? Here, I'm gonna just set this to max. I can't hear this guy for the life of me. They're all not down, right? No, they're all set to... Okay. Hopefully we hear him now. Leave the others behind and enter one of the rooms along the main hallway. The room is filled with books, documents, all of this, where it has plot-related things. There's so much here. Did my father leave this all behind? Oh, I saw some names I didn't know. Oh, okay, hold on. I think some are from St. Germain's, and that's why. No, okay. So we have Lupin, Van Helsing, Victor, MP St. Germain, Finis, which you know is Cartia's brother. We have Shums, who you hate. We have Alistair, who is in Van's route. We have Delhi. We have Queen Victoria. We have Leonhardt. We have Nemo, who is the guy who was during the blimp fight. He plays a bigger role in MPs. We have Guinevere, which she is the night lady who attacks you, who's part of she works with Eve and St. Germain's route, and that's Eve. And then there's other. I don't have the gallery, otherwise it'd show. Okay. There's so much here. Did my father leave all this behind? Oh, I can hear him now. Lupin, you got your voice back. I'm sure there were other researchers here, so I'm sure he didn't leave all of it here by himself. If every room has this much information, it's going to take a while to get through everything. Let's not waste any time complaining. We can start by looking through things one thing at a time. For a while after that, we looked through the mountains of documents, sheet by sheet. We're absently-mindedly going through the motions when I catch sight of Lupin's face and a question tumbles out of my mouth. Hey, Lupin, may I ask you something? Why do you do so much for me? MP said that you were a hero, and I've come to believe that, but stopping the terrorist attack and saving me? I can't begin to understand what motivates you. Because of that, even though your kindness towards me makes me very happy, at the same time it troubles me. I see. So you don't understand why I would risk myself in a fight for the sake of someone beside myself. Yes. What's more, you were a thief in France, weren't you? How did you learn about a terrorist plan in Britain, being carried out by a secret organization like Twilight, no less? God, I forgot how smart Cardia is. Yeah, Cardia's extremely smart, which is why she's a likable adult protagonist. Ritsuka in Color and Malice is quite smart too. And, Saris in error salvation that I'm still going through, which is, that's a ride. Saris is very smart too, but she also has her own issues, which you just feel bad for her about too, but I've always wondered about this. Why does he help me? How does he know about the secretly organized plan to attack Britain? I suppose I never really explained it properly. He definitely skims through the documents in his hands, then narrows his eyes as if remembering something. Helping you and stopping the terrorists were both triggered by the same thing. Triggered? Lupin nods. And there's someone who sort of saved me and... Hey, you two! It's about time we got back together! Suddenly we hear Impy calling for us from afar. It seems we'd spent more time here than we realized. Lupin finishes looking over the documents he's holding and then shrugs and tosses them back into a nearby pile. They're calling for us. Shall we take a break? I nod in response and we leave the room behind. Okay, if I'm correct now I can skip this. Yeah. And then we go over to where we meet Finis, and we see the clones of Cardia, which are all not the greatest thing. And then I should go back onto Lupin's. You know what's the weird thing? If I had a quarter for every time homunculuses and stuff have come up in Otome, I'd have at least 2 quarters now, and this is really weird. We can't let you carry away our princess without our permission, little guy. Just call him little guy. Right before Finis touches me, someone grabs me from behind and pulls me back. The powerful arms lift me with ease, and whoever it is jumps backwards. This feeling, this presence. Thank you, Lupin. I lift my face and see a familiar smile. That's a gentleman's job to rescue a damsel in distress. There's no way I wouldn't rush to save our precious girl from danger. He gently lets me down and glares over at Finis. Well, our hero has arrived. Was Twilight unable to stop you? As luck would have it, our group is made up of some pretty ridiculous misfits. We can't be stopped so easily. He's not wrong. You have an immortal guy from the Black Plague. We have a human soldier, a human weapon. We have a vampire. We have a guy that made a really powerful drug that caused genocide. And we have Arson Lupin. This is troublesome. I'm beginning to question our organization's effectiveness if we can't even handle a few individuals. He giggles, not looking troubled at all. And, what are you here for? My sister and I were in the middle of an important conversation. Yeah, no normal group! An important conversation, you say. The revelation that she's not human and is man-made. What? How does he know? He answers my question by plucking an object from my hat. Our imbecile of an engineer made this device himself. I'm sorry, but we heard everything. It's a good thing you were wearing it in case we got separated. They heard that I'm not human, why I'm called a monster. They heard it all. I'm suddenly overcome by the feeling that I can't stay near Lupin anymore, and I automatically try and get away from him. And what's the big deal? Yes, I'm surprised she isn't human, but she's still the same Cardia. Lupin pulls me back towards him. The fact that he feels this way about me makes me so happy. And she's with me right now. This gentleman thief isn't about to let someone steal a prize from under his nose. Cardia, what do you want to do? Do you want to go with him? You decide. I'm a man-made monster. I might not be able to have a functioning life with other people, but still... Lupin, you took my hand. I'm not going to let go. Good answer! I didn't have any intention of letting you go in any case. So, looks like you've been turned down, Finis. What's next? His loud and gleeful laughter fills the room. His shoulders shake with mirth and his eyes glitter with joy. Sister, you're so stupid. I was giving you the opportunity to rise up and meet Father's expectations. Fine. It's not that I would personally wanted to help you anyway. I was just respecting Father's wishes. I didn't want to disappoint his spirit, no matter what. But never mind. Finis tugs on the chain around his neck and pulls a faintly glowing pendant from under his shirt. That glow, that color, in a flash I understand everything. That is an object that goes along with the horologium in my chest. I have a bad feeling and I back a few steps away without thinking. Sister, I'm going to release you. Don't think we will let you do as you please. Lupin takes an aggressive stance. And then, Craig St. Germain comes in. Yep, okay, then we get stabbed. Well, we don't, he does. He's fine. I suddenly feel dizzy and lose my footing. Lupin catches me before I fall. It's not over yet. We don't know the full extent of the terrorist attack. We still need to cure your poison, Cardia. This is just the beginning. Lupin's voice is soft but filled with resolve. I look up and see countless versions of me that never were. They have no expressions in their faces and simply stare out blankly. For some reason they look sad to me. What am I? Is this still? Okay, yeah, this is still new. If what Finis said is true, I was created by Father, then why? For what purpose was I made? Finis, I wonder if he was like me, or is he something else entirely? The only person who knows that is dead. I walk over to him and gently close his eyelids. The least I can do for him is a send-off. And then this is the same because Cardia goes, "Oh god, I need to leave. Hi, Cece!" If Lupin hadn't taken me away all that time ago, I would have never known this place. I wouldn't have met any of my new friends. I would have remained alone. Lupin stole me from the soldiers because he had a purpose, but he saved me. I need to really buy the CC plush. There's a life-size CC plush that's so cute. Sorry, I grabbed a drink. He gave me so much experience and knowledge, and so many memories. Lupin said that if I stayed, I would be able to get a clue to get closer to Isaac. I wasn't of any use to you after all. I'm sorry, Lupin. Thank you. I started walking away and never looked back again. Okay, now we're on Lupin's. Forgiveness for the past. I slowly walk alone through the dense forest. It had already been several days since I left St. Germain's mansion in London. I boarded a train, then took several carriage rides. Right now I'm headed for my old mansion in Wales where I lived previously. I hadn't set foot in that place since I went to London. I thought about where I should go to investigate the mysteries of my origin. The first place to come to mind was the mansion where I remembered waking up. I take a look around the forest. This place doesn't exactly invoke many good memories. I think back to the day when the children came to explore my mansion. Back then, hearing the children's voices had been new and exciting to me. I wanted to talk to them and chased after them as they ran away through the woods. And I arrived at a small village, and then I haven't been back to that village since. There's no way I could show my face to the people there who hate and fear me, particularly Eddie. Because of what happened that day, I ended up killing Elaine, Eddie's mother. That's why I want to be perfectly honest. I didn't even want to come back to this part of the world. But I need to get rid of this poison, and I need to find out why it was created. I'd come here in order to gather clues. That's what I tell myself. But a part of me questions why I even need to find out the reason for my creation. I saw all those failed versions of myself in that underground facility. That's what I am. A true monster. That's all there is to it. No matter what I find here, it doesn't change the fact that I killed a woman or that I'm a monster. I stop in my tracks and hastily shake my head to clear it of these thoughts. I didn't come here to feel sorry for myself over bad memories. I'll stop after I've figured everything there is to know. I should hurry on to the mansion. I mutter to myself and start walking again. I continue to march through the forest and eventually the sun begins to set. Beyond the dense screen of trees, I can see the mansion where I woke up. That place where I spent those 2 years acting and feeling like a hollow shell. The mansion hasn't changed at all since the night I was taken from it. The plants around it are mostly the same. Feels like it's been years since the last time I saw this building, but I realize now that it's only been a few short months since I left. I don't miss it, but I feel hesitant to leave the sun-kissed world outside and set foot in that mansion. But still, I'm no longer the girl who used to live here, the girl who didn't know anything. I didn't come here to spend the rest of my life alone. Good on ya, Cardia. I push aside the memories of the past that bubbled to the surface and enter the mansion. The sounds of nocturnal wildlife drift in through the broken windows. The moonlight is cold, its light shining into the deserted building, accentuating the empty loneliness. After spending a while exploring the mansion, I only realize that night has fallen. I take a walk through the hall and the dining room. This used to be my home, and I'm familiar with everything here. Nothing strikes me as new or different. Hold on a second, gotta blow my nose. I took Benadryl! Okay, I'm good, I'm back. Guess all that's left is my room. I slowly look around the hall. Everywhere I look so far remains unchanged since the day I left. Aside from the footprints of soldiers who broke in, there's no trace anyone else has been inside. The damage and decay of the mansion seems very eerie to me now. It's something that I'd never given any thought to before. Even the quiet, which I'd been so used to, causes a ripple in my heart. My heart refuses to go back to the way it had been before. That's what it feels like. I've never felt this lonely when I had been living by myself. Is it because I've been with Lupin and the others for so long? Meeting all of them has probably changed me. Those lively, fun days living with them really treated me not as a monster or a doll, but as a girl. It changed me. All the more reason I can't go back there. They saw proof I was a monster. They all got a direct look at those failed versions of me filling the laboratory. If it made Lupin treat me as a monster, it would make me so incredibly sad and tear my heart to pieces. I walk along somberly and realize that I've arrived in the front of a particular room, the room where I spent most of the time. A comforting place where I can remember Father best. By now it seems slightly frightening. Inside the room is exactly how I remember, just like the other rooms. The light from the skylight shines upon the chair which is in the center of the room. Now it almost reminds me of a prison. Never thought I'd visit this room again. I painstakingly look through everything in the room, from the preserved animal specimens to dolls. I was shut in this room for 2 years and I know about everything there is to know about it. But that gives me all the more reason to look carefully in all the places I never really paid much attention to. I find a stuffed animal with a hole in its fur. It's an oddity I would simply have shrugged off without much interest a little while ago. Now, after all the espionage and thievery training I received from Lupin, I know. This is a keyhole that had been skillfully hidden. I found it. I remember the lockpicking methods that I learned from Lupin and pull a pair of wires I'd prepared just in case. According to Lupin, Locked containers are concealed in this manner could be rigged to break what's inside or even explode when tampered with. That means I can't recklessly use my poison to melt it in anyway. I take my time and work as carefully as I can. I eventually hear it unlock and a small panel in the animal's midsection opens. Good. There's an old sheet of paper inside. I can already tell from a quick glance. This is Father's handwriting. It's the same script as the letter from Father that I read over and over again. What does it say here? I want to know the truth, but at the same time I want to turn away from it. As I'm torn between these two emotions. I hear the sound of glass shattering in a hallway. Could it be Twilight? It can't be. If the Twilight Intelligence Agency is after me, they would never draw attention to themselves by making such a loud noise. It's almost like someone made the noise on purpose to announce their presence. Who could it be then? I need to go check. I quietly go into the hall and look around to see what's going on. I gasp when I see several figures standing outside. They're not Twilight, nor are they British soldiers who took me away from this mansion either. This is actually worse than Twilight. Come out, monster! The harsh, mocking tone of his voice makes me cower. We know you've come back here. I begin trembling uncontrollably, remembering the past. My heart is dragged into the past by the haunting memories. I'll go in. Don't! Didn't the witch put a curse on this mansion? A curse? What are you talking about? Ridiculous. We were never able to come near this place because we were afraid of some curse. That's why things have come down to this. The villagers outside surrounding the mansion with torches. I can see their faces by the light of the fires, twisted with hatred. It's the same as before, when I made a mistake. Why? Why now? We know you're in there. Somebody saw you return to this mansion. Their angry shouts answer that question for me. The monster who killed Elaine. You've cursed our village. I'm scared. Come out. The disease, the famine, our village is done for. You're responsible for all of this, aren't you? I'm scared. I'm scared. The memory of when I was trapped alongside Elaine surfaces in my mind. She had told me it's alright. She told me to keep living. But at what cost? What price must I pay to keep living? Never mind. Anyone who's got a backbone, come with me. We'll kill that monster and save the village like the priest said. They're coming. The most aggressive and malicious of them are coming inside. I feel chills run down my spine. There's no telling what they'll do if I don't run. I'm gonna kill someone again. My arm! My arm! It should have been you who died instead of Mama. The embodiment of evil. Because you're a monster. Voices. I'm drowning in voices. Terror propels me to start running. There it is! It's the monster! I hear the mansion doors begin to force open. Nope, don't hit the skip button. Turn that off. My mind had gotten blank and my ability to think rationally had been obliterated. I need to run. The desire to flee overtakes me, and I drive through the open ground floor window. Or I dive through the open ground. Luckily the villagers are all focused on the doors that have been opened. Now's my chance to get away. When I'm about to run past them, as I think this one... Perhaps I'd been moving recklessly and completely forgetting about everything Lupin had taught me about running. I trip on a rock hidden in the grass and clumsily fall to the ground. Ow! I hastily scramble to my feet, but one of my gloves gets caught in the bramble and is ripped off. I don't even have the time to pick it back up. Oi, there it is! The monster's trying to get away! It's running. Is it afraid of us? Yeah, after it. It'll come back again if we let it get away this time. They've seen me! Convenience. They're coming after me. I panic, losing myself in fear. I just have to get away from here. I start running again, fueled by my fear. I continue running through the forest, not caring for what direction I go. My breathing is uneven and I trip and nearly fall countless times. I look behind me to see the torches of the villagers flickering from beyond the trees. Each flame is a symbol of their animosity and hatred towards me. Why do they need to chase me? Is it because I'm an artificial monster? Is that why everyone condemns me? The words repeat endlessly in my mind, tormenting me, and I come to a stop. I realize I can see the torch light up ahead as well. They're to the left and right, even behind me. I gasp, suddenly aware that I'm completely surrounded by the subtle glow of their torches. Should I? Lupin taught me a variety of ways to get through situations like this. I can't remember any of them. I'm dizzy. I can no longer remain standing. I stagger over to a tree and land again and sit. I can do nothing more than tremble until the villagers are in front of me. And then, as they approach, their torches gradually brighten the area around me. Arcadia's panicking. Yeah, she's going through PTSD right now. Here it is, over here. I look towards the sound of oncoming footsteps with a vacant expression. Look, the grass is dying where it is. I knew it, it's a monster. Don't let its appearance deceive you. Hands holding torches, people armed with hoes, spades, and pitchforks. Their eyes clouded with anger. It's all the same as before, nothing's changed. Help me, somebody. Silence, please, everyone. A man emerges from the crowd, seeming to represent the villagers. Filthy creature, wasn't an Elaine sacrifice enough for you? Have you returned for more? No, I try to defend myself, but the words halt in my mouth. It's all true. Elaine sacrificed her life for my sake. It was me and nobody else who killed her. Look, the foliage it has touched has withered and died. This is proof of its accursed nature. Because we allowed it to escape last time, this monster has robbed us of our Lord's bounty. Come now, we must kill it immediately and send it back to hell. This will allow us to receive the generosity of the Lord once again. Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! A thrown stone hits me on the side of my head, and blood drips from the wound. As my blood touches the ground, wisps of smoke begin to rise. Its blood is burning the ground! Stop. Will we be able to handle a monster like this? Stop it, please. Please stop. Have no fear, this is a test from God. Shut your mouth already, I can't listen to this anymore. Suddenly, the priest's words are cut off and I hear the sound of a man being slammed to the ground. In the next instant... Oh, hi, buddy. How's it going? Oh. I see a face lit up by the moonlight. A figure wearing a silk hat and a tuxedo, looking completely out of place among the villagers. With the flip of his cloak, he pulls me into his arms. Thank you, Lupin! Who are you? What are you gonna do with that monster? If you can't tell what I'm doing, your vision must be terrible. I'm just a lowly thief who has stepped in to help save a helpless lady from some foolish ruffians. I'm safe with him. He grips my shoulder tightly to reassure me as I tremble. That priest is so he is. This beautiful gem is too valuable for atrocious people. Gentleman thief Arson Lupin shall take this beautiful lady in tears for himself. Lupin! Sorry I'm late, Cardia. Don't worry, you don't have to be afraid anymore. You didn't have to. I grabbed him tightly. I don't want to cause him any more trouble. I don't want him, of all people, to think of me as a monster. That's why I came here on my own. I'm so happy that he's come for me that I'm nearly moved to tears. Emotions that I can't describe race through me one after another without end. There's a lot I'd like to ask you, like why you took off on your own, but we'll get to that later. Just now, let me say one thing right now. Lupin smiles kindly and then embraces me a little bit tighter. I'm glad you're alright. He's on the side of the monster. Kill them both! Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've had enough of you calling her a monster. That is incredibly rude. If you're so eager to see monsters, why don't y'all go home and take a good hard look in the mirror? The name of monster is much more fitting for you ugly, hateful mugs. Or your ugly, hateful mugs. What did you say? Lupin removes his gentlemanly mask and glares at the villagers with an exaggerated flourish of his cape. He glares at the priest, who still has one hand over his face where Lupin had punched him and is quivering with rage. I generally detest having to resort to violence. It is a barbaric tactic that isn't very befitting of a gentleman. However, if you say that to her one more time, I will kill you. The priest backs up a few steps, intimidated by Lupin's glare. Lupin turns away from the man and focuses on the rest of the villagers. Now, I'm only going to say this once, so listen closely. The famine and the misfortune that plagues your village is all your own fault. Calling a girl a monster, throwing rocks at her, and accusing her of all this. It's all because you blame a monster for your troubles and haven't done anything to fix them. It's all coming right back around to you. The villagers are taken back by his fury. It's like when Elaine had protected me. Lupin is defending me not as a monster, but as a person. But the priest said... So you just blindly obey him. That's not faith, that's superstition. Open your eyes, stop listening to some sort of madman with a fancy collar, and start using your own brains. If you don't do that, your village is done for. The villagers become flustered. Their faces, which had all been clouded with anger, are now beginning to fill with confusion. You! How dare you attempt to sway them with such foul lies? This man is the devil himself, controlling the monster. Kill him! Kill them both now! If only someone like you existed in real life. I did warn you. What happens from this point is your own fault. Lupin looks coldly at the villagers. The next moment, Lupin throws Sling to the ground. It explodes into a thick cloud of smoke, bringing visibility down to 0. Be good and hold still, okay? God, I hate people like the priest. Lupin whispers to me and then jumps high into the air, still holding me. What is this? Is this magic? Unfortunately not. There is a trick to this whole thing. I can see it all from my perspective. He used wires that he wrapped around the tree branches and simply pulled himself up as he jumped. But from down on the ground, it probably does look like he just leaped impossibly high. Yes, we should just keep going. Keep going above the trees? Why not? Well, you know who I am. I'm Arson Lupin, the greatest thief in the world. Lupin grins and then jumps from branch to branch, still cradling me in his arms. Torches of animosity and hate that had surrounded me are left far behind, and eventually disappear from sight. The gentleman thief dashes through the forest at the speed that no one could match, never to be captured. Thank you, Lupin. All I can do is grab tightly to the arm of the thief who is taking me far, far away. I can hear the faint sounds of insects. A while after we escaped, we arrived at a grassy field with a great clear view of the stars. Are we safe now? They're just ordinary folk. There's no way they'll find us out this far. There's camping gear set up at the spot we've just arrived at to rest. Looks like Lupin intended to run here from the start. It just angers me to hear such a bolt. That's completely understandable. I'm sorry. I'm sure it was heavy to carry all this way. Ah! It's nothing. You're not heavy at all. You're a little too light, actually. More importantly, he continues, looking at me with a serious expression. How's your head? Did they do anything else to you? It's fine. You saved me before they could do any worse. I was concerned about the head wound from the stone that had been thrown at me, but the bleeding had already stopped. I bear the pain as quickly as I wipe the blood from my forehead. It's probably completely healed by now. I nod and Lupin smiles in relief and hands me my glove. I picked this up on the way, so I'm returning to you. This is important, isn't it? Yes, thank you, but how did you know I was gonna be there? I know everything about you. Okay, that might be a bit of an exaggeration. After that incident, you left us on your own. I had some ideas about how you'd act. Then, we just all went around to the places we thought you might go to. So, you came here after me. On the way out here? I can't speak right now. and I feel both happy and sorry at the same time. I fell silent, and Lupin looks at me with a kind face. What is it? You don't look like you look like you have something to say. After a moment of hesitation, I opened my mouth to speak. Lupin, I really appreciate that you rescued me earlier. But I'm sorry to say this after you've come all this way, but you can't get involved with me anymore. I know full well that I'm being selfish, but I came out here alone so that I could distance myself from Lupin and the rest of them. I look away and mutter, and then Lupin quietly asks me a question. You don't want me involved. Why is that? Twilight is after me. Okay, what's the good response? Because his can actually be very finicky on which... Currently dots. Just in case, I'm gonna make a save. Yes, I do want to save. There's no way I can tell him. The reason I came all the way here was to get away from them, not out of some honorable reason, like trying to keep them safe. It's just me being scared and selfish. Because I can't truly trust them at all. It's a very selfish, ugly feeling. That's why I can't tell him. Even though I'm so happy I could cry. The more kindness Lupin shows me, the more I want to distance myself from him, afraid of betrayal. I can't tell you. I say nothing more, and Lupin sighs loudly. Hey, Cardia. I scare you, don't I? Huh? No, Oh no, don't worry, calm down. That was a mean way to say it. You're not afraid of me, per se. You're afraid that I might think of you as a monster. Am I wrong? I'm a thief. It's my job to keep a close watch on a person's mind in order to steal from them. Lies and silences don't work on me. Especially so when it comes to you. Lupin easily sees through me and slowly reveals my thoughts. Unable to answer, I look down at the ground. There are those who are monsters. That's a fact. But you don't look like one to me. The person I see in front of me is just a girl. Just a girl who wants to touch someone so badly, but she doesn't want to hurt anyone or be hurt. So she hides in loneliness. He gently places his hand over mine. I'm shocked, but only for a moment. The warmth I feel through the fabric of my glove almost brings me to tears. Hey, why do you think of yourself as a monster? It's because of the poison. So, if you have poison, that's just one of your unique traits. It's no big deal. Not being able to enjoy even a little kiss is troublesome, but I swore to you that I'd fix that, remember? But even if I didn't have the poison, my life was man-made, so... What are you talking about? My life was made by someone else too! I guess you could say that, but... Lupin sighs deeply and then looks up at the sky. There's no point in lying, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I first read the information I stole from Twilight about you, I did consider you a monster. Someone who has a poison that can melt anything? I was definitely a little surprised. Lupin's words almost make me look away again. Hey, this is important. Look at me. But Lupin doesn't let me turn aside and stares straight at me. But that night, from the very first moment I saw you, not that I'd come to know from the documents, but the real you, I never once thought of you as a monster. Really? Yes, I won't deny that your circumstances and connection to Isaac were my reasons for stealing you away. But listen, the reason why I felt that I had to steal you away at any cost... Lupin firmly grips my hands. He's treating me almost like a princess. It's because you're you. Because you turned your beautiful, sad eyes on me. That's why I decided to steal you away. I decided to steal away the rare and amazing jewel that is you. I seen the moon reflected in Lupin's eyes as he stares directly into mine. The golden, shining moon is so beautiful that it makes me want to cry. I Every time you smile, it makes me so glad that I decided to take you away. The beauty in your smile transcends labels like monster or human. Just like I'm me. You're you. Never forget that. I'm me. Quietly repeated to myself. The words find a place in my heart like magic. That's right. That's the only truth that matters to me. And the only one that should matter to you. Suddenly I hear footsteps. Have the villagers found us? I hastily get up, preparing myself to see what's to come. But Lupin barely bats an eyelash. We have ourselves a little tracker. I look at our tracker in shock. A little girl holding a thick book stands before us. Oh, I know this little girl. We used to live together, and we're very good friends. And I took her mother away from her. You monster. It should have been you who died instead of Mama. Those words are still scarred deep in my heart. Eddie. So you made it out safe. She mutters as she looks at me. I still can't forgive you. But I don't think it's right for you to be killed by everyone like that. What? The book Mama left me. There's a lot about you written in it. She said you must have been so lonely. I had Mama, and Mama had me. But you don't have anyone. There's so much in here about you. Not a single bad thing. It doesn't say anywhere that you're a monster. I still don't know about you. But I want to believe in Mama. She stares at me with her small lips tremble. And her small lips tremble, not knowing what to say next. She then looks down, looks back up, meeting my eyes directly. That's why you're not a monster. Words pour out of Eddie as she hugs the book tightly. That's all. Thank you for the book. Eddie. She says nothing more and runs off. I watch her back as she gets farther and farther away. My lips quiver, my eyes burn, my heart's so full that I don't know what to say. Something that had been frozen in my heart for so long feels like it melted just a bit. See? There's someone who sees you for who you are. Yes. Lupin's words set off something in me, and the tears finally begin to flow. As the tears fall, a slew of terrible, sad memories surface in my mind. Elaine's smile, Eddie's smile, and the fact I destroyed those things. Memories both happy and sad keep rushing through me, and I can't make them go away. I killed one person who protected me. I took away the mother that Eddie loved. There's no way I could be forgiven for this. That's how I felt back then, and how I still feel today. And yet, what Eddie said undoubtedly saved me. I'm happy for you. Yeah. My voice is hoarse. I can't hold it any longer. I sit down in place and begin to bawl like a child. Lupin stands silently to my side, watching me over me until the tears subside. Later, after making sure that we're still not being followed, Lupin starts a small fire. I watch as the leaves and branches in the warm flames as I sit beside Lupin. I calm down a bit and start to feel embarrassed after having caused a scene. But he doesn't say anything about the subject. Feeling better? Yeah. While we eat a simple meal of jerky and bread, Lupin tells me about what has been going on. When they found out I was missing, everyone at St. Germain's mansion apparently went crazy. Empy's first reaction to my disappearance was, "She's been moved by love! Probably love for me!" Nobody took him seriously. Victor and St. Germain went sleepless nights running around looking into where I might have gone. Van Helsing seemed to remain strong at first glance, but sometimes he would hold his newspaper upside down at breakfast. I love that scene. I owe you all a proper apology after all the trouble I've caused you. That sounds good. Everyone really was worried. Imp, no! They may be a bunch of weirdos, but not a single one of them thinks of you as a monster. They'll see you as you. Counting myself in on that, of course, so don't be afraid anymore. Alright. I quietly nod, sipping my warm coffee that he hands me. Listening to Lupin's words as I stare into the fire, I feel like he's just as gentle and warm as the cozy fire. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. You still have me. You have us. Yes, I'm sorry. I begin speaking a little by little. I tell him about my past, which had only shared with Saint Germain, and the things about what I thought about while I was alone. Listens intently as I try to put everything into the right words. When I finish talking, he simply says, "You've gone through a great deal," and doesn't pry any deeper. Feels like he's accepted me. Oh no, did it freeze? Is it loading? Or is it just YouTube being stupid? Hold on, let me see. I have the video on the side so I can listen to it and make sure nothing's going wrong. This makes me very happy. Oh, right. This, I think it belonged to Father. I found it hidden in the mansion where I used to live. It stopped at all of my past. Okay. It's just YouTube being stupid. Okay, it works now. Okay. YouTube's just being dumb again. I found it hidden in the mansion where I used to live. I retrieved the note that I found and showed it to him. Huh. I suppose you got something out of this after all. The skills you taught me have come in really handy. You done me proud. And have you read it yet? No. Villagers surrounded the mansion before I could take a look at it. And I was a little afraid to look at it alone. Do you want to read it together? I hesitated for a moment, then nod. I feel like I'd be able to accept whatever the truth this note might contain, with Lupin by my side. Lupin slowly opens the letter so we can read it by the light of the fire. First few lines are in illegible letters. After that, there's a string of strange formula. Wonder what this means. I don't think I'll be able to decode this. This is more Victor's thing. What's it? Is it Lupin? This part looks like a code, but it looks like it was randomly placed. There's some sort of pattern to it. Can you decode it? Hold on. This substitutes the alphabet with symbols of the elements. After thinking for a while with his brows furrowed, Lupin opens his mouth slightly. Oh yeah, I forgot Saint Germain's dumb thing comes in on Lupin's. What's written here is about an organization called IDEA. IDEA? Organization has been guiding history since ancient times. Seems like Isaac had been taking some considerable cautions against them. He was looking very deeply. What else does it say? Is it all code? I notice that Lupin's hand stops when I ask him this. This part is addressed to you. I'm gonna read it, alright? To me? So that means Father wrote this knowing that I would eventually find it, right? Lupin begins reading slowly. Cardia, my beloved daughter. If you are reading this, it must mean that my plan is about to fail. It feels as if I'm listening to Father himself. Father's voice, as he had spoken to me while I lay sleeping, comes back to me along with those words. I loved God, I believed in Him, and I wanted to reveal the truths of this world in His name. However, God did not love me. God betrayed the world and its people. He means to betray me. That's why I'm going to wage war against Him. You and I will lead humanity into forbidden territory. We will touch that which was previously allowed only to Him. That is my goal. You're my precious princess. It all begins with you. I gasped sharply. I've heard these words somewhere before. When I was still deep asleep in that room, Father said them to me. It is only fitting that I make my plans in a place where prayers are offered to God. St. Paul's Cathedral. I've begun preparations beneath it that will allow us to rebel against God. Soon, you will have many questions and doubts about your own circumstances. All the answers to your questions and eternal peace await you beneath the cathedral. Let us walk together into a new future. Suddenly we fight God. It becomes JRPG. Damn it, you cracked the code. Code realized. Title drop! When I hear those words, a shock runs through my body. This plan is all about... this plan is all talking about... Code realize. I know of it. I've heard those words before. It's on the cover of the game! While lying in bed, or perhaps within the liquid-filled glass tube, Lupin comes to a stare at the letter for some time, and after that closes it as if giving up. He lets out a small sigh and then looks over at me. Hey, are you alright? You look pretty pale right now. I know. Code realize. The title! I've heard that phrase before! I've heard that phrase before! Yes, they're very important words to me. I see. Well, that's a coincidence. Our national terrorist boss that I've been chasing is called Code Realize as well. The title! Terrorist plot! I wanted my eyes slip into revelation. Code realizes where I come from. It would seem we've unexpectedly stumbled upon a clue. Do you remember anything else? I think for a while and shake my head. I'm sorry, I don't know, but I've definitely heard the name before. I'm not gonna do it again. The mystery gets deeper. Oh no, Lupin, we're inside a game and we're breaking the fourth wall. Lupin scratches his head and exhales. But this is a big clue. Let's leave for London first thing tomorrow. If what this note says is true, we can get closer to Isaac's schemes. We should be able to find out how to cure your poison. What's the matter? Feeling alright? Yes, it's nothing. I'm fine. I couldn't tell him I already have a bad feeling about this and then hastily shake my head. This is definitely a huge break in my investigation. The answer to all our questions lies underneath the cathedral. It's very strange. I can't bring myself to be happy about it. For some reason, I get the feeling that there would be something there would be better left unsolved. I feel strangely stifled by a tightening in the depths of my heart. Maybe we shouldn't go there. That night, somewhere unknown. Good, that should do it. Venice rises slowly, having woken up from his slumber of death. He opens and closes his hands, paying attention to the sensation. Venice smiles, looking up at the device standing in the center of the room. Then he slowly begins to walk. Oops. He's not very steady on his feet to begin with, so he falls over a few times. But this is how it always goes. His body will be functioning properly by the time he gets there. He already knows where he's going. There's one place he always goes to first when he wakes from death. He tenaciously walks along a subterranean path, taking a long time in doing so. It gradually comes into view. He's atop the exterior wall that surrounds London. He can look down all the city from here. Venice always liked this view of London from his vantage point. His father, Isaac, is the one who created the cityscape. There is no place where he can't There's no other place where he can feel his father's achievements as clearly. Father, may I tell you something? Finna speaks out to the empty sky with some affection. Sister is taking longer than expected to show her understanding for our plan. I did not think of my own sister would be this foolish. Yes, but of course, I will get a hold of her. I'm an obedient son. But I hope you'll forgive a few changes to the original plan, Father. The wind picks up, making Venice's clothing and hair flutter in the air. It's unclear what he hears in the wind. Venice smiles slightly. Thank you, Father. He stares intently down at London and slowly shuts his eyes. Now, let's begin the creation of a new world. Well, Finnis whispers this. The sound of multiple explosions can be heard from the city below. The explosions continue without any sign of stopping in several parts of London. Even the exterior wall Finnis is standing on shakes from the force. Watch me, Father. I will see this through, no matter what. Oh yeah, I forget how quickly Lupin's goes. How many does he have? Let me look at the guide again. It's been a while. Okay, he only has 13, so same as usual. The landscape flows past the other side of the train's window. I want to ride a train. Trains are cool. I need to finish building my train, actually. I could do that later. Lupin and I, as well as a few other passengers headed for London, are seated in this railway car. I feel the swaying of the train as I look out the window in a daze. It's good when it goes fast, but not too fast. Yeah. I'm thinking you're probably half full, half scared. Am I right? Huh? About what's waiting for us at the cathedral. That's what you're thinking, isn't it? How can you tell? You have to be as dense as Impy not to notice the glum look on your face. Lupin laughs lightheartedly and then narrows his eyes and looks at me. If you're not up for it, we can stay behind, you know. According to the information I've obtained, St. Paul's Cathedral is being used as a headquarters for Twilight. I have no idea what's going on within Twilight now that Finnis is gone. Bold of you to assume. But that doesn't change the fact that it's the enemy's center of command. You need to be ready to face it. I'm ready. I stare at Lupin's face in protest and nod with a slight grimace. Then I guess there's nothing more for me to say. You're the key player in this after all. See things for yourself and think for yourself. It's the only way you can learn the truth. It sounds really cool when you put it that way. There's nothing cool about it. Thieves are naturally suspicious of everything. That's all. Lupin grins, which makes me smile back at him in return. It's still a while before we get to London. I'm gonna get some sleep. You should too. Yes. I nod and take a good look at Lupin. I feel so easy when I'm with him. He probably has a strange power to make people think positively. I feel it all more after having been away from him and feeling alone. What is it? Is there something in my face? No, it's not that. It's not bad having to be stared at so passionately, but it is a bit of a distraction. Passionately? Never mind. It doesn't really mean anything. The way you said it makes me curious. What did you mean? Sorry, it's a secret. Alright then, good night, my lovely. Lupin quickly falls asleep without answering my question. Already asleep. Back then, he saw me cry. I won't know if it's because of that, but every little thing he does makes me feel a little restless. The subtle warmth that I feel through our touched shoulders seems hotter than usual. Once we arrive in London, I'll meet up with everyone and go to the cathedral, the place Father mentioned. I have so many doubts, but as long as he's next to me, I feel like I can stand up against anything. Lupin catching the feelings. The sway of the train is comforting, and we ride like this for some time. I feel someone gently shaking me and slowly open my eyes. The sun has begun to set, and the evening light pours into the train car. Heyo, rise and shine, my lady. Are we in London already? I realize that the train is no longer moving and I look out the window. A small station lies outside. I notice the other passengers who had been on the train are no longer here. It's a little too quiet right now for this to be London. Did something happen? The conductor stopped while you were asleep. He seemed a bit puzzled. He told me that its martial law had been declared in London, while the trains heading there needed to wait elsewhere. The order was given by the government, apparently. Martial law? That's right. Looks like a faction of the military started a rebellion that's been spread across the city. London's in chaos. What? I can't help myself from exclaiming in surprise. This is also so unexpected that it takes me a moment to fully comprehend what he said. The military started a rebellion? The city had been so peaceful and didn't show any signs of unrest when I left. Are you sure it's not a false alarm or some kind of mistake? I thought so too at first, but it seemed true. I mean, the train really has stopped. Lupin says this with a sigh. What about everyone back in London? St. Germain's mansion is rather far from the city, and those guys won't be fazed by a little roughhousing. You're right. They're all really strong. I have to believe that for now, at least. I give Lupin a small nod in response to his joking attempt to cheer me up. But I wonder what's happening in London. This rebellion really came out of nowhere. I don't have a clue. Why don't we go outside and speak with the other passengers and evacuees? We may hear some rumors. Now that I think about it, it's amazing how many different kinds of words, especially in science, I have learned from atomics. I follow Lupin's suggestions and head with him to the area outside. We'd already come so close to London while I was asleep. The streets are filled with people that escaped from the city and the passengers from the other trains that are stuck here. We walk out around and listen to what people said to one another, remaining skeptical of anything we hear. According to the evacuees, the rebels set off explosions all across London. Well, you need to do research when you write about certain topics, can't make things up. Yeah, now I think about it, there's so many things, especially in the field of science, that are in atomics. But I mean, I've always loved science, so I mean, that's probably why I also like atomes. Also just because they're well written. I mean, there's a few that sucked writing-wise, but yeah, it can't all be perfect. The huge blast ripped through the city, and the military in Scotland Yard have been busy dealing with them. Seizing the opportunity, the rebels rose and revolted, using the cathedral as their base of operations. Damn! Right where we need to go! Led by eerily dressed soldiers, they occupied major facilities one after another. Gee, I wonder if that's Twilight. Eerily dressed soldiers. Can't say for sure, but that sounds like Twilight. First facility that the rebels took over was the gun battery atop London's outer wall. While the army put up some resistance, the military in Scotland Yard lost control when the guns were turned on their bases. The attacks advanced all the way to the center of the government, Buckingham Palace. As of latest information, the rebel forces have completely surrounded the palace. Queen Victoria has barricaded herself inside the palace with her guardsmen, continuing to resist. But it's only a matter of time until her defeat. Do you think this is all true? Information gets confused in situations such as these. You should take this gossip with a grain of salt. I'll be right back. Oh, you're fine. I can wait till you're ready. I can look at the shop then. Do I want to pick it up on here on my Switch? Which one is this one again? Oh, that is creepy. I can delete some of these too. Do I need to get all the glossary ones in this? I don't remember. Yep, I do. Okay. That shouldn't take too long to do that, though. Maybe we'll get all the glossary ones pretty easy. Okay, just the weapons, the invisible one, and then a save. I can do that. Oh, it's only 4. Alright. This looks like an old RE one. I think I saw this on Twitter. Yeah, I'll look at it later. No, save! Oh, you're back. Okay, hi! I was just looking at the PlayStation Store and stuff while I was waiting for you. Are you good? You sure you did everything you need to? I can wait if you need time. But, he says, looking at the people overflowing in the streets, there's no doubt that London's in great chaos. Now we just need to think of our next move. Lupin sighs slightly and then looks at me like he has a lot on his mind. Honestly, I'd like you to stay here. I'll go ahead to London. After I meet up with Impy and the others, I want to come back here and regroup. No, I'm okay. I was catching up with the stream as I paused. Oh, you're fine. I was just honestly looking at the PlayStation Store. I didn't read ahead or anything. I just went to go look at the PlayStation Store, like a couple things I had on my wish list. That I was more curious about than anything, so. I know what he's trying to say. Lupin probably doesn't want to take me to someplace dangerous. He's looking out for me. I fully understand that. But, I'm going to help, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna help too. If you're going to London, I'm coming along to help you. Before I can think these things through, the words have tumbled out of me. I'm just going to get in touch with everyone quickly. There's nothing you can do to help. Don't lie. I'm not as skilled as Lupin when it comes to reading people, but I have an idea what's in his mind. No, I can tell what he's thinking because no, it's none other than Lupin. Lupin, that's not the only thing you plan on doing, is it? The original reason why Lupin took me was to stop the Twilight's terrorist plot. What's going on right now in London seems to fit the description exactly, so there's no way Lupin would just ignore it. That's why I know you're thinking that you want to stop the terrorists and save London if you can. Tell me I'm wrong, Lupin. You overestimate me. What can the average thief do when faced with a huge incident like this? I know you're capable of it, and knowing you'll go for it. That is a weird sentence. Because you're Arsène Lupin, the gentleman thief with a heart of justice. You need as many heads as you can get. Take me. I promise I'll be useful. I relentlessly throw my argument at him as he stares at me. That's amazing, that my pupil has come so far as to be able to read at her teacher's mind. You're right. I don't intend to allow Twilight to get away with terrorism. I have a good reason to crush them. For a fleeting moment, he seems to remember something painful from his past. But he quickly straightens out his expression and looks at me and then shrugs. Fine, come along. But I'm not going to go easy on you, so you better be ready. I accept. Lupin nods in satisfaction at my response. Now that we've decided you're coming with me, let's go over the plan again. First thing we need to do is rescue Queen Victoria. But word is that the Queen has been surrounded by the rebels. That's where my skills as a gentleman thief will come in handy. I'll figure something out. And once we've rescued her, Victoria will likely assemble her forces and attack St. Paul's, where the rebels are based. Sneaking into the cathedral under these circumstances would be difficult, even for me. It may not be too difficult to get beneath the cathedral, if it's with the rebels and the government troops are fighting. So you're going to get help from the government to enter the cathedral. Pretty much. I'm going to rescue the queen, so there's going to be some give and take. Lupin gets a determined look on his face. The key to his plan is speed. If Victoria is captured by the rebels and the government falls completely, it'll be too late. We need to contact our friends later, but first what we need to do is rescue Victoria from the rebels besieging Buckingham Palace. Cardia, if you're coming along, I'm going to need a few things for you to handle a few things. That's what I intend to do. I respond slightly nervously, and Lupin nods enthusiastically. The town we're currently in isn't that far from London. Hello, horse. Lupin buys a carriage in town, and we make our way directly to London. As we approach the walled city, we begin to pass more and more people who've been evacuated from there. Some of them are traveling with carts loaded down with their belongings. Some of them are doing their best to march along with nothing more than the clothes on their backs. There are a few injured people as well. Noble or commoner, all of them are walking in an attempt to get away far away as possible from the battlefield. Let's talk to them. We'll find someone who looks like they have some information. Lupin stops the carriage and calls out to a man passing by. Excuse me, sir. Can I have a moment of your time? What is it? I don't have time to talk. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. My mother is still in London, so I was hoping to learn what's going on. The man gives Lupin a sympathetic look in his response to his pained voice. Lupin certainly is a convincing liar. His expression doesn't change at all. I'm strangely in awe of him. Well, not much to say. The rebels are going around the city, setting fires everywhere. It would seem that Steel London isn't so invincible when attacked from within. What exactly is the government's response to these attacks? I step out of the carriage to ask, and the man looks at us with even more pity. Are you worried about your mother too? I know how you must feel. The government is in ruins. It's not safe at all. Just take my advice and don't try to enter London. How could things be so bad so quickly? It was peaceful up until recently. I know. Seeing how quickly it's advanced, I'd say that this revolt has been in the works for some time now. First, the military's communication network has been shredded to pieces. The main roads are destroyed as well, probably to cut off the various government forces. Rebels must be professionals. The Queen is still resisting, barricaded in the palace with a royal guard, but they're completely outnumbered. Lupin and I exchange a glance. It seems to verify the rumors we heard at the station about Buckingham Palace. You seem very well informed. The man grimaces and shakes his head in response. Chaos ensuing. I may not look it, but I'm a high-ranking member of the military. I was fighting just a short while ago, but I saw my allies fall around me, and I was afraid to die in the middle of it all. I thought about my family in the country, and decided I would rather run, so I can live to see them. The man laughs ruefully as he explains the situation, but despite his laugh, his face looks more like a man who's about to break into tears. Everyone is afraid to die. The man looks down and says thank you in response to Lupin's comforting murmur. That's okay, dude. You're no coward. Yeah, I do not feel bad for anyone who, when there's no hope, basically they're wanting to just go get comfort with their family. He continues on his way, his feet heavy and his back hunched. That was more information than I've been expecting. That's a good thing. Yeah, but that man is in the military, but he's running from London? In this world, there are those who prepare to die for their duty, and those who aren't. You never know until you face it. There's no need to criticize him for being unable to give his life for his nation. Yeah, especially when the fight is for something that doesn't really relate to them. Yeah. There's more to life than dying honorably. You can also cling desperately to life in order to stay alive. I nod in silence and look at the path ahead of us. Our destination, London, is very close. The city before us gets bigger and bigger as we approach it. The closer we get to the Great Wall that surrounds London, the more we hear noise and shouting. Hey, stop pushing! Just let us out of here! The evacuees want to escape from London as soon as possible. Please, I just want to see my family! Some who apparently still have family in the city are trying to get in. The area around the gate is jammed with a crowd of all these different people, and soldiers shouting frantically at them. Pretty sure this has some foreshadowing to do with Lupin's past. This is worse than I thought. No! The government has banned all entry into the city of London. The same government isn't in power anymore! What the hell's going on? Give us an explanation at least! Please, it's for public safety! They seem to be on the verge of panic. Great conditions to sneak in. Lupin gets out of the carriage holding a small bag. What's in the bag? Just some work tools, don't worry. After giving the carriage away to a family who was traveling with a small child, we walk into the crowd. With the clamor going on around us, there's no way the guards could keep an eye on us. Just as Lupin said, it wasn't that difficult to get to the other side of the wall. As we get further away from the gate and further into the center of the city, things begin to get quieter. Because we're in the city, we can't even hear the chirping of any insects. It's so quiet. It's so hard to believe that there could be a revolt going on. London is a pretty big city. I guess the fires of battle haven't reached this area. Lupin looks into the distant sky as he speaks. Sunrise won't be for a while, yet the sky towards the center of London is shining brightly. That doesn't look like the sun. The city's probably in flames. That would be our answer. As we started walking, I heard the sounds of bombs in the distance. There's a huge shadow drifting in the sky. Could that be an airship? That's the airborne knights that Victoria is so proud of. Maybe it's a coup d'etat by the military. Then we really don't have much time. Let's hurry, Lupin. I know. Let's run. Just follow me and we'll sneak right into the palace. In any case, I need to refresh myself. He puffs up his cheeks and flips his cape in a dramatic flourish. I blink, and in the next moment, Lupin's outfit has changed as if by magic. Lupin, why the sudden costume change? We're about to break into the palace. It's important to shift gears. I see. Did you want to change as well? No, thank you. Suit yourself. Let's get going. I don't know. I, for one, would love to see Cardi in a similar outfit. Lupin begins running and I follow. We head towards a flame that burns red against the dark sky. Buckingham Palace should be at the center of it. Flames swirl near. Until I came here, the reality of the word rebellion hadn't really hit me. It all felt like something that was completely disconnected from me. But now it's different. It's a reality that I can reach out and touch. It's a tragedy taking place right before my eyes. This is horrible. The cacophony of the bombing assaults my ears, and the flames engulfing the houses scorches my skin. Luckily there's no people around. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say that there's no moving people around. And the fires, I look very closely and can see charred figures on the ground. Don't look. We're on a mission. Don't think about anything else. I nod in response, pushing the emotion that rises within me. I run after Lupin as he proceeds, avoiding the streets blocked by flames or debris, when I hear a sinister sound behind me. That's not good, Duck! Lupin knocks me to the ground, diving on top of me and holding his silk hat to his head with one hand. At the same time, a small aircraft, flowing so low that it blasts through the rooftop, zooms past. Are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. Thank you, Lupin. No time for pleasantries. Look at that. I follow Lupin's gaze. An aircraft flew overhead, making a wide turn in the sky. It seems like it set its sights on us. Damn it, that thing needs to pick on something its own size. Lupin gets up and grabs my hand and starts to run. I look behind me, seeing that the aircraft is most definitely targeting us. It's hard to tell if the pilot was ordered to kill any citizens he sees, or if he recognizes me and Lupin. Or perhaps he thinks of killing as nothing but a game. This way! Lupin suddenly pulls me towards him and jumps into an alleyway. The next moment I hear a huge explosion behind us and the blast of hot air and flames swallows the street that we've been standing in. That was close. Let's keep moving. Who knows, there might be even a chance that this whole area might be blown up at random. If we're 1 second late in making a decision, we may die. My shoulders begin to tremble and fear gradually spreads within me. However, it's fine. I've got you. I'll protect you. Lupin stands up and smiles at me, his eyes behind the mask filled with the same light as always. But still, we have no time to waste. We're almost at the palace. Let's do this together. I take Lupin's hand, preferred towards me, and give Lupin a determined nod. We cautiously look out Buckingham Palace from a hidden spot in the alley, apparently from the sound of it by a bush. It looks very strong from this distance, but the palace is surrounded by a large number of soldiers. Most of them wear the standard British military uniform. I see a few Twilight soldiers here and there giving orders to the other soldiers. Just as I thought, Twilight's involved. There's so many. There's no way Victoria can... Just as I say this, I hear several gunshots coming from the direction of the palace. Is she still fighting back? We'll have to hope that they're holding up. Let's go. Can you get us past the rebels? Huh? Oh, making fun of those guys would be a lot of fun. But that probably wouldn't be the best course of action to take right now. So, what exactly do you plan to do? A brilliant thief makes a brilliant entrance. Just leave it to me. We'll get right in there and save Her Majesty the Queen. I hear the sound of running water. It's dark and I can't see anything. Though the city above is engulfed in flames, there's no sign of it down here. It's very quiet. All that's down here is the soft sound of water flowing and dripping and a foul smell. The underground sewers. Let's hope Jack the Ripper isn't down here this time. Lupin has led me to this dark web of subterranean passages that spreads beneath the streets of London. Lupin is looking around cautiously with a small lantern in his hand. I don't know what I expected, but it's pretty dark down here. As he says this, he suddenly pulls me towards him. Or, I guess it would be more accurate to say that he holds me close in a hug. This lantern's small, so its light is weak. Stay close to me as you can. Right, I will. Lupin gives me a look, perhaps thinking it's strange that I looked down just now. What, do you need something? What? Oh, no. I just didn't think you'd be so shy about this. Rather, I suppose I can't blame you for being a little nervous about the insanely handsome Monsieur Lupin holding you tight. It's not that! Oh, then what's got you so flustered then? Lupin smiles playfully as he looks at me. But he eventually seems satisfied and pats me lightly on the shoulder. Just kidding. I'll have to save the teasing for later. First things first, we need to save Victoria. Right. I know. I clear my throat and then take a deep breath, enduring the stench. Focus my thoughts and look at the waterway stretching out ahead of me. Will we be able to enter the palace from here? Yes, there are several underground channels that were untouched during the reconstruction of London. This one is no longer in use, but it's connected to the palace. It'll take us safely to the palace grounds. So, once we find Victoria, will we come back this way to avoid fighting? That would be ideal, but it probably won't be so easy. I don't mean to scare you, but be prepared. Once we get through here, a real battlefield awaits us. Be on high alert, look around as much as possible, but pay attention to me and don't miss the signs I give you. I got it. I don't know if from the fear of what awaits us or from the loneliness, I realize that I'm holding onto Lupin's arm tighter than necessary. I'd say I wanted to come along myself. I wanted to help him. I'm so ashamed of how I'm acting. Now I'm about to face real danger. Cheer up. Who do you think's right by your side? You? That's right. Arson Lupin, gentleman thief. And I always get what I want without fail. I laugh a little at his words. Oh, but we did fail the kidnapping of Finis before, so that might not be completely true. That was a change in plans midway through, and we were able to make our escape safely. It does not count. And Shelms got the better of you a few times. I never lost to him. I don't think I've ever won either, but I definitely haven't lost. It's rare to see Lupin so defensive. I want to see these different faces of him. That's why we can't fail. The city in flames, the dark passageway, the horrifying battlefield, and whatever awaits us in St. Paul's Cathedral. I'll face them without fear, with this trustworthy gentleman thief at my side. I hate Shelms. Well, this is probably very upsetting to you, because in the fan disc, I know the next one. I don't know about the winter one, but you can romance Shelms. The underground passage leads us to the rear courtyard of Buckingham Palace's grounds. Right, let's go. The sound of gunshots can be heard all around us without end. I knew that, okay. British soldiers are shooting one another in the moonlight. Fire! Fire! Do it! Those are friendly forces. I can't shoot at them. They've betrayed the Queen. Don't you sympathize with them or you'll end up dead. We clearly hear the chaos as we hide from the soldiers. This very chaos makes it seem like the revolting troops have the upper hand. It's even obvious to me, and I'm hardly a soldier. This palace will soon be taken. Get down! Huh? My body reacts faster than my mind. I duck my head and a blade slices through the air above me. I roll to the side and jump to my feet, seeing Lupin's stick block another strike from the sword. Lupin! I don't have time to play with you! Look, Franny's favorite design! Lupin points his walking stick directly at the Twilight Soldier's face. The soldier freezes for a moment, perhaps not knowing what to expect from Lupin's action. A cloud of gas erupts from the end of the walking stick. As soon as the gas hits the man's face, he falls to the ground squirming. It's me! Is that poison? Nope. Just my special, super powerful tear gas. My friend here might as well be wishing he was dead right now. But he's the one that picked a fight with us. Oh, well, stay put, alright? Lupin grins and quickly takes a serious expression. Let's hurry. The rebelling troops might have the upper hand more than I thought. Victoria hasn't been captured. As Lupin is about to set off again, he suddenly stops and furrows his brow. What's the matter, Lupin? We should hurry. Shh, I hear something. Your Majesty! Your Highness! Where are you? I hear a voice calling out desperately in the distance. I've heard this voice before. Lupin, was that? Yep, that's the old man for sure. There was a lot of echoing. It was probably coming from the East Passage. You can tell that much. You have such good ears, Lupin. That's what a lifetime of thieving will do for you. Let's go. We'll get that old man to join forces with us. I start to run after Lupin. I don't pay any mind to the soldiers fighting around us as Lupin finds the blind spot after blind spot to dash through. That's amazing, Lupin. I can't help but voice my admiration for his skill, despite the situation we're in. He taught me the basic techniques of being a thief, but the techniques on display here are on an entirely different level. The basic ability to find a place to hide becomes almost magical when Lupin carries it out flawlessly. Oh, Robin was saying something. If I'm not careful, even I will lose sight of him. I do my best to keep up. Thanks to Lupin's guidance, we were able to enter the palace without facing any more danger. Even once we're inside, I hear gunshots all around us. The fighting's going on inside too. Where are you? Your Majesty, are you safe? Stupid old man. Yelling so loudly is only going to draw more enemies to him. The Queen wouldn't be able to come out even if she wanted to with him shouting like that. Lupin looks ahead, amazed at the man's ridiculousness. see Leonhardt there, surrounded by Twilight soldiers. Why you? So what if you have me outnumbered? Ah! He swings his sword with vigor, throwing back a Twilight soldier, who then takes down a number of other soldiers with him. Yeah! He spins, cutting down even more Twilight soldiers who are coming up behind him. I don't have time to waste fighting, you fools! Make way if you do not wish to die! His voice booms like thunder. Any normal soldier would have fainted on the spot out of sheer intimidation. Leonhardt is so funny. Wow! I've only seen Leonhardt when he was being outsmarted by Lupin, but I didn't know he was so strong. Oh, I think I've been underestimating him. He definitely lives up to his knightly rank. However, seeing that he's not an easy target, the Twilight soldiers spread out. They probably intend to strike all at once. He's in danger, Lupin! I know! As he shouts back, Lupin throws something at Leonhardt's feet. In the next instance, an audible hiss, smoke begins to fill the hall. I thought it was one of Lupin's usual smoke bombs. But I'm shocked to see the soldiers soldier after soldier topple to the floor as the smoke reaches them. Yeah, that's some sleeping gas that Victor developed and I produced. It's not your average stuff. Twilight soldiers have fallen to the ground, remaining unmoving. It seems that everyone touched by the gas has fallen asleep. And of course, that includes Leonhardt too. Lupin? Well, we did save him, and I'm sure he can withstand some roughhousing. After a casual and somewhat inconsiderate offhand remark, Lupin quickly ties up the Twilight soldiers. Wake up? I poke Leonhardt's shoulder as he snores loudly. Leonhardt jumps up awake from his peaceful slumber. You're... We meet again, Leonhardt. Wakey wakey. Lupin, so you're taking advantage of the chaos to break in. Well, your luck ends here. I shall punish you. What are you talking about? Do you really have time for that? Oh. Oh, sorry. Robin brought in my laundry, so. What are you talking about? Do you really have time for that? Look around. Who do you think helped you just now? Leonhardt turns around in surprise and finally realizing what happened after Lupin has pointed it out. Was this your doing? I'm silent because I'm enjoying the novel. Oh, it's fine. I'm just glad you're having fun. It looked like you were in some danger, so we went ahead and helped you out. That about sums it up. No one's stopping you from bursting into tears and thanking us right now. What is it you're after? Knowing you, this cannot be some random act of kindness. Hey, that's rather unkind. But you're not entirely wrong. Lupin waves his hand dismissively and then looks back at Leonhardt with a serious expression. You want to save Victoria, don't you? Then work with us. We have some business with the Queen as well. The gentleman thief and his people will lend you a hand. You're asking me, the sword of the Queen, to cooperate with a lowly robber. If you want to place your pathetic sense of pride before the Queen's life, that's fine by me. But we're after the same thing. We can stand a better chance of rescuing him if we combined our forces. It's very straightforward after all. Leonhardt doesn't hesitate. He glares angrily at Lupin through the narrowed eyes. It is a serious disgrace that I must request the help of you of all people, but I guess I do not have much of a choice. My own disgrace is a small issue, if it means I can save Her Majesty from the clutches of danger. So do we have a deal? I look up at Lupin in relief as Leonhardt looks between the two of us in thought. Now, what will our next move be? The The revolting forces have gathered within the throne room, as well as the Queen's private quarters. It will be difficult to get past them even from me. It's simple then. I'll be the decoy and distract the rebels. Desperate times calls for desperate measures, Leonard. You'll be the decoy, but how? Their invasion of the palace. Oh. Their invasion of the palace means that I, the Queen, am their target. There are a number of ways to get their attention. I see Lupin's mouth moving, but I hear a different yet familiar voice coming out. Leonhardt and I exchange glances at the surreality of it all. Was that you just now, Lupin? Huh. Your voice is exactly like the Queen's. I'd almost charge you with insults for insulting the crown. Intimidating voices is one of my fortes. I've only heard Victoria's voice a few times speaking in public, but I'll make it work. Oh my god, Lupin. So, while I'm distracting the enemy, it'll be up to you to find Victoria. Lupin puts a hand on my shoulder and looks me in the eye. Cardia, the old man will act as a bodyguard, but I won't be able to be by your side. I'm gonna have to leave this completely in your hands. Can you do it? I have my doubts and my fears, but if I back out now, I don't have the right to call myself Lupin's friend. It means I won't have the courage to face whatever secret is waiting for me at the cathedral. That's why, of course, I'm the elegant gentleman thief star pupil. You're the one in the most danger. Be careful. There's nothing to worry about here. We decide on the courtyard where we were earlier as a meeting spot, and Lupin gently strokes my hair. And I'm off. I'm counting on you. I watch Lupin run off and then look at Leonhardt. Let's go, Leonhardt. I'm sure the Queen is safe. Yes. What's the matter? I'd always thought that a lady is to be protected at any cost. But seeing the relationship between the two of you, where you are more than just protected, I'm a little impressed. He smiles just a bit, and we start running together deeper into the palace. Please be careful, Lupin. For starters, I have Leonhardt stop with an unnecessary yelling that attracts all the enemies around us. We run around the palace in search for Queen Victoria. It seems that Lupin is successful in drawing the enemy's attention, as we don't run into too many of them. When we do come across one every now and while, Leonhardt quickly dispatches them. You really are strong. The Royal Guard are an honorable force, only which the elite of the elite can join. Aw, even Leonhardt realizes how cool Cardia is. Yeah! I didn't rise to the leadership of force merely through blind luck. Just as Leonhardt finishes that sentence, a gunshot in the hall fills the silence. That shot came from the throne room. We run towards the direction of the gunshot and see two Twilight soldiers trying to force open the closed set of doors. On the floor around them are bloody bodies of several British soldiers. Leonhardt really reminds me of Stark. I can actually really see that. I think they get along well. You! What do you think you're doing? He has a very funny comedy side to him, but he is actually very straightforward and very loyal. The Twilight soldiers turn around and take a fighting stance when they hear Leonhardt bellow at them. Ugh. So much for a surprise attack. Like Steiner could actually be OP if you level him up. I look on concerned as Leonhardt charges forward to take a dagger from the body of the soldier on the floor. I simply throw it forward forcefully. I didn't even aim, making a completely amateurish throw. But it will cause injury if it hits, and they'll have to block it with their weapons if it hits them. A split-second distraction is enough to create an opportunity for Leonhardt. Ah! Much appreciated, young lady. An excellent toss. If you really are thankful, it would be great if you could begin acting with a little more caution. Not sure if he hears me at all, but he hastily puts his hands on the doors. However, the doors don't budge. Your Majesty! Are you alright? It is I, Leonhardt. I've arrived to rescue you. Soon after Leonhardt calls out, I hear the sound of something heavy being pushed away from the other side of the door. The door is open to reveal Queen Victoria standing there. Cardia, in this occasion, is basically guarded. None of her guards are with her. She stands alone, bravely refusing to give in to her enemies. Leonhardt. As soon as she sees Leonhardt, the Queen's eyes shine, as if she might begin to cry, but only lasts for a moment. Ah, my Queen, you're safe! Yes. The Royal Guard gave their lives to protect me. Leonhardt, so many of your men have been lost in battle. Yes, the Queen Bee! It is an honor to have fallen. It is an honor to the fallen who have been able to protect you with their lives. Please, we must make it out alive, for their sake as well. Victoria heaves a small sigh. When she raises her face again, she's already cloaked in her air of regality. You there. We've met once before. At the ceremony, with Victor Frankenstein and the others. If you are with Leonhardt, can I take it that you are on my side right now? Yes, we need your help, and we can't allow you to get captured by the rebels. But we'll talk about that later. First we need to get you out of here. Are you saying you've secured a means to escape? Yes, Lupin, my friend, has prepared a way out. Come with me. We're supposed to meet him in the courtyard. Your Majesty, we can trust her. Hold on, the phone's going off. Someone trying to outbid me on eBay. No, no one has tried yet. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a Christmas present for Robin, so I'm making sure. Oh, they haven't tried yet. Just gonna raise my bid real quick. She must be quite something if she compels you to say that. No problem, cutie, you can do it. She smiles lustrously and then nods at me and starts walking. I don't have any other choices right now anyway. Let us go. The two know the layout of the palace and I listen to them as I lead the way, desperate to find a path with few enemies. If I can remember everything Lupin taught me, I'll be fine. I can make it. This way, you too. Although it is impossible to completely avoid any enemies. Ah! Yeah! Every time we encounter the rebels, Leonhardt's swordsmanship and burning need to protect Victoria get us through. I don't know what would have happened if I'd been alone. I'm thankful for Leonhardt's skills as I hurry out to the courtyard. It doesn't look like Lupin's here yet. It seems like it took forever, but our meeting spot in the courtyard finally comes into view. There are no longer any sounds of fighting. Most of the loyal soldiers have been defeated by the rebelling forces. I turn around and look at Leonhardt and Victoria. So let's all wait here until Lupin... I'm not able to finish that sentence. I sense someone watching us and turn around to see a soldier emerge from the darkness with a gun. And he's not alone. More soldiers emerge from the shadows and dark corners all around us. Ambush? Don't move! If you take a step, we'll shoot you. Hold on, I'm gonna pause for a second because there's a puppy at the door wanting to say hi to me. Okay, I'm back from puppy wrangling. I gave them hugs and kisses though, so they are happy. They know that I love them. Yeah, thanks eBay for telling me the listing is ending soon. I'm aware of that. You don't have to remind me. We've come so far. Maybe we'll only handle one or two of them, but there's too many. Mainheart and I are apprehensive, but the queen remains calm. She looks around her with her head held high and then glares into the corner. It would seem our uninvited guest of honor has arrived. There was one of them that came close to the headphones, and I started yelling at text. I could see that. Yeah, that was Luna. She was coming by and licking the headphones. Uninvited seems harsh, when I've been waiting for my sister for so long. A small figure appears from behind the soldiers. I've seen this person before. There's no way I could forget him. Not after seeing him die right in front of me impaled on Saint Germain's blade. Baby! Hello, sister. I haven't seen you since we met below the ground. Venice, why are you... Oh, didn't Van Helsing tell you that I'm immortal? But you were killed! Ah, perhaps you just didn't believe him. But unfortunately, the proof is standing before you. I don't die, sister. Venice smiles like an angel. Venice, you were the one behind this revolt, as I suspected. What is it you plan to accomplish? Victoria, I don't recall giving you permission to speak. Venice raises a hand slightly in that instant. For a moment, I can't tell what happened. Victoria remains standing tall, but the blood begins to flow from her leg and her face grows tense. Your Majesty! Venice, will you be quiet? I have something important to discuss with my sister. Why don't you shut your mouth for a while unless you wish to die? Stand back, Leonhardt. This boy is serious. Good call, Victoria. I'm a tad excited at the moment, being so close to carrying out my plan and all. It would be for the best if you refrained from getting me too worked up. From the perspective of our plan, even you, Victoria, are merely a pawn. Victoria simply narrows her eyes as she looks at Finis, as if attempting to measure the truth in his statement. Finis pays her no mind and turns his attention back to me. Sister, I didn't think I would be meeting you here. But this is a happy accident. Hello? Did you force open my door even though I closed the... Okay, here, hold on. So I have a baby gate in front of my door, in case the puppies try and get in, because my door opens from the outside, so like you can give it a good... My door is very old, so you can kind of just push it and it opens. So I have a baby gate in front of it, because the girls would come into my room before, and when they were really... I can't even say really young, because they're past a year now. When they were younger, they came into my room a couple times, and they had ripped up some of my plushies. Particularly with Naomi, they ripped out the eye, and I had to get a new eye and insert it in. So there's a baby gate in front of it. Luna decided to shove her face through the bars and push my door open to get attention. Taking over London is only the first step in the plan. By meeting you on this night is a joyous occasion to be commemorated. No, perhaps this may have been another part of Father's plans. Yes, it seems like a coincidence, but everything is proceeding accordingly to Father's wishes. He truly is amazing. Venice speaks joyously, as if singing a song. Obviously, he doesn't care if any of us understand what he's talking about. His words only indicate that he is completely caught up in himself. This is the last time I will make this request, sister. It is not too late. Will you help me with Father's plan? What exactly is this plan you keep talking about? Ah, that's right. You don't know anything. Huh, fine. And I'll tell you. The secret behind Code Realize. My artificial heart skips a beat when I hear Finis' words. Code Realize. Those words that Father repeated to me time and time again while I was in the depths of my slumber. Code Realize is a plan for the creation of a new god in this world. Create a god? That's right. To have a new god to guide the fate of humanity. That is what Father wanted. Have you ever thought about what drives the advancement of science? Finis suddenly changes the subject without answering my question. What? I'm flummoxed and simply stared back at him. It's simple. The answer is war. Technology and battle have always progressed side by side. Humanity armed itself with knowledge in order to defeat other animals in battle for survival. As their population grew, and there were fewer outside enemies, they began to fight amongst themselves. Do you know why that is, sister? It's something humans know instinctively. Battle is the key to their own advancement, key to their very survival. As proof of this, humanity has shown significant advancement in every major conflict. When he realized this is what when he realized that is when Father began to think of a way for civilization to advance to an entirely new level. Finis smiles slightly. An eternal war, spanning all nations, overseen by an absolute power. That is the only way for all of humanity to approach the realm of a god. I'm helping him with it, until the day that Father rises to rule above humanity with complete and utter control. Is Father really trying to accomplish something like this? That's ridiculous! The whole thing seems too grandiose and completely unrealistic. Yes, you think that at first. But the first step to advancement has always been some ridiculous dream. But Father has finally come this far, in an attempt to make his dream a reality. Now there's only one thing left to do, sister. We need you to complete our final step. Finis moves at a pace towards me. I feel an intense aversion to him and I take a step back. In order for Father to be reborn as the supreme power, he needs my spirit vessel. Sister, he needs your heart. He needs the horologium. I raise my hand to my chest protectively. Father reborn a vessel in my heart? Is that the purpose he had me created for? Yes. You should feel honored. It's really the only reason we exist. We are monsters and dolls, just two separate parts that'll give Father a new form. Finis' voice is filled with joy, and although he speaks in such a light-hearted manner, I feel as if the words themselves are steeped in despair. I was created as a spirit vessel for Father when Father is reborn. Sister, you are merely a biocatalyst to produce the horologium, which will be the source of immeasurable energy. Don't you understand, sister? We were given neither emotions nor souls. We have no emotions? The joy I feel from being with my friends? The happiness I get from being with Lupin? They aren't real? I don't want to admit it. I don't want to listen. Finis' words reach inside me and slowly chip away at my heart. But the creation of a soul, that is still a task that remains within the realm of a god. We are merely experimental tools. We're just dolls, pretending to be human, pretending to be alive. Our memories and emotions are all artificial and false. Even the surprise and despair you're feeling right now is fake. That's why, sister. He smiles. His smile welcomes me, the only other person in the world born into the same circumstances as him. Let us make Father's dream and humanity's perfection a reality together. That is what we were created for. We will be loved. We will acquire happiness. when we have fulfilled our duty of creating a new god. What are you talking about? Have you gone mad? I'm sure all of this sounds absolutely insane from an outsider's perspective. Leonhardt, one hand on his hilt of his sword, sounds overwhelmed as he shouts. It's the world that has gone mad. That's why we're trying to rebuild it with our own hands. You understand, don't you, sister? The only way for us to overcome this despair and emptiness is to fulfill our duty. I understand. I know what Finis is speaking is the truth. I remember what Father had said to me as I slept. When you awaken, humanity will have to take its first steps down a blessed path that ultimately leads to the truth. You will lead the people from God's cradle to the expansive world of knowledge. Cardia, it all begins with you. I love you so much, my dear daughter. His hand touches my hair. His hands, big, strong hands. His touch is so comforting. But because I love you, I must keep love from you. You will be alone forever. You must never know love. You must live in isolation. The more you learn love, the more you will be made to suffer. Because you are a monster. That's right. I am a monster. That's an undeniable truth. I'm no human. I can never love anyone. Elaine died because I forgot this. The things that happened in the dark, being chased through the forest. Everyone knows it. I really am a monster. An ugly, poisonous monster created only from Father's dreams. Words fill my mind. I know everything. Father had told it to me while I slept. I knew everything, but I simply didn't want to remember. That's why I pushed it all away into the depths of my mind. Loved by no one, needed by no one. If my existence holds no meaning, then why am I here? Now come with me, sister. But I failed to see all that. I feel like the very concept of me is about to shatter into pieces. Before I realized it, I extended my hand out to Finis. Stop! I snapped back to reality at Victoria's harsh bark. Well, it certainly seems like your conversation is beyond the scope of our understanding. I can say this much. Finis, you are insane. And you, too, if you take his hand, you will never be able to come back, will you? Oh. A scratchy voice escapes from deep in my throat. In a daze, I look at Finis, who still stands with his hand out. This isn't right. This isn't the hand I should be reaching towards me. This isn't right. Sister? This is not the hand that swept me away into the light-filled world outside. This is not the hand that I yearn to touch and hold if my poison ever disappears. This isn't it! I threw aside my internal debate over whether or not I'm a monster or an artificial life. Attempt to resist, stall for time. What is the correct one so I know this one? Create a save, stall for time. Okay. Lupin's is one of those kind of routes where if you make one mistake, you gotta go all the way back. Lupin has very specific choices you have to make. Lupin. His name escapes my lips on its own accord. I'm a monster, just part of some greater machine, not even alive. I don't know what's right, I have to face him and all. But the only thing I want right now is to see him again. The feeling is surging from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna buy us some time. I make up my mind to try best to piece together my shredded heart. If I can stall Finis, Lupin will arrive. I know that, and he will save Victoria and Leonhardt. Finis, tell me about it again. You're saying so much I don't understand. I need you to tell me about this plan in more detail, or I won't know where to begin in helping you. So, you'll cooperate! It makes me so glad to hear that. But don't worry, all you need to do is sleep. We'll begin transforming your horologium into the fabled Philosopher's Stone. Once that's complete, we will extract the Philosopher's Stone. That will conclude your duty. Conclude my duty? What does that... mean, what should I do after that? There's nothing for you to do after that. Everything you do is powered by the horologium. When the horologium is removed from your body, all that's left for you is death, isn't it? I'll die? I'm honestly curious to learn the answer, forgetting that I was simply asking to stall for time. Sorry. I suppose death isn't the right word to use. Not really. Goodness, are you just a tool being used in Father's rebirth like me? That's right. What will happen to you? In my case... He suddenly closes his mouth and is feeling something's amiss. You were so shocked before, and yet you've suddenly become so talkative. What are you thinking? Could you be trying to get me to waste time by talking? He looks at me suspiciously. In that case, we should get going. Of course I'll have Victoria and the man killed. Oh damn. I can't distract him any longer! Where does I think this? Everything suddenly becomes pitch black. The light from the moon that had been shining down on us is snuffed out and a deep darkness settles in. Hold on, just checking eBay real quick. Where's that? Oh my god, there's only 30 minutes. Has anyone tried? No one has bid yet. You guys are all cowards. I had like 10 people fighting for me and no one has done anything. I look up at the sky and stare up in shock. I was so engrossed in my conversation that Finis hadn't noticed. Above us is a moving shadow, blocking the light of the moon. An airship? Hey, that airship has its cannons pointing right at us. A cannonball fired in our direction barely missed the soldiers and buries itself into the ground. The subsequent explosion makes my skin tingle. It's not a friendly ship? It's firing again, everyone spread out! The small airship, glinting in the night, turns and fires a series of cannon shots. Each one of the shots plows into the ground, sending massive divots into the courtyard. But there's no direct hits, and no one is hurt by them. Could this be? Stay back, Your Majesty, it's dangerous here! Wait, Leonhardt, that airship, it might be— I stop the two as they back away and look at the airship that has begun approaching us. Sorry, I hiccup. There's someone standing in the prow of this airship. He's always like this. He shows up just at the perfect moment to sweep me on my feet. Lupin! In this moment, everything that Finis just told me is completely forgotten. Lupin looks at me when I call out to him and he smiles, bowing his head respectfully. My precious lady, I will always appear when you are in danger. If you, oh precious gem, are faced with countless dangers, I will be there to steal you away over and over again. For your heart belongs to me alone. I feel Lupin's gaze on my cheek as he stands there on the airship deck. Alright, Finis, you just stand right there with your mouth agape like a fool. And you can watch as the lady there and the others are snatched away right before your eyes. You dare refer to me and to the Queen as merely the others? This is no time for hurt feelings. Look, he's coming, Leonhardt. Capture my sister, you can kill the rest! The soldiers once again point their guns at us. But the impact of the cannonball right in front of them kicks up a cloud of dust, blocking their view. Cardia, you know what to do, right? Wait for the right moment and jump! Right! Leonhardt! Victoria! I will take care of Her Majesty! The airship turns and comes gliding towards us. Two long rope ladders dangle from the sides of the ship as it flies past the fallen soldiers. Leonhardt grabs one ladder with one arm, holding the Queen tightly in the other, to him with the other. Seeing this, I start to run towards the second ladder. I push off from the ground with all my might and jump to catch the rope. Then, in the blink of an eye, the airship ascends into the air. Sister! I hear his voice from below. I look down and my eyes see Finis at his face twists. Why? Why won't you help Grandfather's wish? He gave you everything he kept from me! You and I are both monsters. We have no place in this world. Nobody will love us. I stare at him for a long time as he gets smaller and smaller. The truth he revealed to me is almost too heavy for me to bear. The heartache of this truth has caused won't be going away anytime soon. The airship continues climbing into the sky. For now, there's no other airships pursuing us. It would seem that we can relax for the time being. Glad to see you're safe. Yes, you too. After leaving us at the palace, he had stolen a parked airship for us to use in our escape. He then used that ship to save us. And I'm glad you guys are safe too, by the way. This is the second time that you have treated Her Majesty as an afterthought! Leonhard, stop getting so upset over such trifling things. I've heard that a short temper takes years off your life. Yes, Your Majesty, have my thanks for the advice. Victoria looks over at me and then Lupin, who is steering the airship. And now, I forgot to ask when you were saving us. What exactly was the reason that you came to rescue me? What do you want? I'm not going to be much. Oh, it's not going to be much. I just need you to defeat the rebels. Lupin explains our situation to Victoria, and about how Isaac hid something secret beneath St. Paul's Cathedral, and how we want to search for it. But St. Paul's is currently being used as a home base for the rebels. That's why we need Victoria to gather her forces as soon as possible and fight to take back London. We would investigate the secrets behind the under the cathedral as the battle unfolds. I'm worried she might think we're taking advantage of her. But after hearing us, Victoria gives us a slight nod. Fine. Your Majesty! It's true they did rescue us, but these are vulgar thieves! There is no telling what they're up to! One standing an occupation and have no bearing on one's ability to come up with an effective plan. I mean, there's no reason to reject it. We need to crush the rebel forces either way. We can run and plan a comeback out in the countryside, but all of Britain's most advanced technology is here, in London. If London is taken from us, it signifies the fall of Britain as a nation. Alright, so Lupin's crew and the British government are going to team up to make this happen. Lupin grins and begins discussing the situation in greater detail with them while I look down upon London. What could lie hidden beneath this city? What is the answer to it all? Now that things have finally slowed down, the words Finna said that I'd shove it back in the corner of my mind come floating back. Code realize. I mutter them to myself finding this. I forgot how many typos are in this. I'm really hoping one of my favorite typos comes up. It's near the end of Lupin's, and it's such a funny one that when I was watching it, because it's such an intense scene, it took me out. I mutter them to myself, finding the sound of them somewhat nostalgic. God, I hope that typo is in this version. It was in the Vita version. A hero! Also, whenever you want to break, please let me know. In the early afternoon light... Oh, god damn it, it's Eve again. Okay, Saint Germain stuff. This is Eve. Myself as my cuffed and homeless sibling. An elderly woman is in a wheelchair, is trimming branches of the trees in her garden. She cuts the ones that have grown too long to keep with their tree's overall shape. Doing so allows nutrients to spread throughout the tree evenly, leading to healthy growth. Cutting one branch to increase the yield of 10 more. This fact applies to a number of different situations. This is Guinevere. Omnibus, I've returned. Ah, good work. How was everything? The government was caught off guard. London has been plunged into war. It's only a matter of time before they are doomed. I see. And what of the Queen? It seems she has escaped safely. So we've managed to avoid the worst case scenario. Was that Saint Germain's work? No, he's being a coward! No, it was one of the assorted people gathered by Saint Germain, Arsène Lupin, and Isaac's cursed children. One of them rescued the Queen. Her name was Cardia, was it? I see, so what hurts her? Freshly trimmed trees sway in the wind, making a slight rustling sound. Wilma, why are you... I didn't know you started playing Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, I just saw the Steam notification. After a few seconds of silence, Omnibus slowly opens her mouth to speak. Seems that the time has come for us to step out onto the stage of history. Gather all the apostles, give Saint Germain command. All of the apostles? Omnibus nods slowly. If Isaac's plan is what my sources have told me, it is. Humanity is headed down a severely mistaken path. Isaac is attempting to set foot in a sacred realm open only to God. He is about to repeat the same mistake I made in the distant past. You ate an apple! Omnibus? Omnibus smiles at Guinevere's inquisitive voice. This is likely to be the greatest crisis in the history of mankind. A slight breeze blows through the area, stirring the air around them. This happens every day, but this time it feels like a sinister wind that foretells the events to come. Thankfully, there's not like a huge thing with idea and Lupin's, but it's still like, why the freak is... This doesn't really make sense to me. The view from the airship gets more and more vast as we fly through the night. Lupin is operating the airship. I sit next to him and look out into the sky. The airship is flying very high at the moment. Rebels may have their own airships above London looking for us. With this in mind, Lupin intends to keep us at a high altitude until just before daybreak. If Victoria is to gather her troops, it needs to be done within London. If the rebels take over the Steel City, there would be no way to strike them from the outside. That's how impenetrable Steel London's defenses are. Lupin will bring the airship down closely to London as possible and then immediately take Victoria to the city. That's what he said. Sorry. So for now, we've been flying through the dark sky. The stars are shining and the moonlight fills up the sky. There's a sea of clouds below us glowing a pale blue. The beauty points to the light shining in the sky above brought all the move for being away from the city lights. The only sound I can hear are those made by the airship. You're thinking about how hard to believe all the fighting from earlier. Well, it's so quiet like this. Lupin asked me out of the blue. How'd you know? Simple. I was thinking the same thing. I see. I turned to look behind me. Leonhardt and Victoria are asleep under the light of a lantern. The Queen is lying down while her royal knight sits next to her. They're sleeping well. From the looks on their sleeping faces, it's almost like they appear to be a pair of lovers. I wonder how the two of them feel about one another. I can't help but think about that. Oh, you can get some sleep now too, you know. No, you're awake, so I'll stay awake too. Alright, but don't wear yourself out. You're looking a little pale. Do you think so? Lupin's kindness towards me hurts for some reason. Perhaps it's because I don't know if I deserve this kindness from him. It's been a long day. Of course you're tired. Lupin seems to think that as I look pale because of the fatigue. Not gonna lie, I think Victoria and Leonhardt are great together. I do too! I would ship them. Lupin seems to think that I look pale because of the fatigue. Or he's simply being considerate and pretending not to notice this turmoil within me. Thank you, but it's fine. I want to stay by your side. Lupin nods slightly and then falls silent. Wait, is this the CG I know of? This is a really cute CG, if so. The silence stretches out and I steal a glance at Lupin's face. He always protects me. He always helps me when I'm in need. He's always by my side. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't understand why he goes to such lengths to show me kindness. I know that this is his main motivation to stop the terrorist attack. I wonder if he feels anything more. I wonder if he feels what I feel for him, a strange emotion that's been hurting my heart. It gives me warmth. I begin to speak without thinking, to say what needs to be said, and what I want to hear. What I want to hear right now. Okay, only one choice. Lupin, I want you to know, my chest feels tight when I think about you. He shows no emotion. I'm glad for that. I was compelled to say that, but what I really want to say to him... But not even I understand myself. I'm happy that you came to save me, but I really, really didn't like that you put yourself in danger. I don't even understand why I would feel that way, but still... I was just thinking about things like, what if something happened to you, and As I was desperately trying to find the right words, I noticed that Lupin is looking over at me. His eyes are kind and inquisitive, and he's gazing at me quietly. So, what I meant to say... His eyes are making my heart race. I know I should say something, but all I can do is feel my cheeks getting warmer. There's an unexpected darkness, but at the same time... Aww. I feel a subtle and gentle pressure through my hat. It all happens very quickly without warning. This moment will hold a special significance to me. Or so I hope. The comforting warmth carefully separates itself from me. As I try to ask what he just did, I hear a noise from behind us. Lupin? Have we not landed yet? Lupin shakes his head as the knight gets up. I see. I'm sorry to have left the operation entirely to you. I could have taken a turn at the helm if I was able to handle an airship. Don't worry about it, it's nothing. Mainheart nods and then looks over at Victoria's sleeping face with a kind expression. Not long after that, Lupin begins to bring the airship down. He lands the ship safely on a hill in the suburbs of London without having been seen by anyone. I'd like to thank the two of you once more. She speaks to us on top of the hill, lit by the morning light. We've been able to find a spot to hide away from the airship in the forest. Oh, you know what? I'm glad that Lupin's route seems to be a nice one as well, as it seems more canon than the others. Yeah, Lupin's is what they consider the more canon route. That's the route they also went with the anime. They had a 12 episode anime. It was fine, but it really skipped over a whole lot of stuff. Like they tried to condense like all of Van's story with Alistair and Deli in one episode, and it was so rushed. But they pretty much go through Lupin's plot through the anime. We've been able to find a spot to hide away from the airship and in the forest. You performed brilliantly back there. Once this is all over, I would like to reward you on behalf of the nation. We're not the medal-wearing type. Just make sure you take London back and help us out at St. Paul's, and we're good. Victoria smiles. You can leave that to me. I'll make them regret ever turning their swords against me. She quickly goes over her plans for the near future. It looks like she has fully adopted Lupin's idea of rebuilding a fighting force from the remaining loyal troops within London. There's not a moment to lose. Let's get started. What will the two of you be doing? We will assist you, of course. Getting the established government back in power is our only hope right now. Victoria nods and extends her hand to Lupin. Then you are both allies to Britain. Let us work together to turn this situation around. Lupin smiles as well and then takes Victoria's hand. The end of thieves cooperating with the government. An unheard of arrangement has just been forged. Later, once back in the city, Victoria immediately assembles her soldiers, ordering them to gather in the poor district. The soldiers who have been completely worn out have a renewed light in their eyes from these direct orders by the Queen. Not long after that, many soldiers and residents that had remained in the city had gathered in the name of the Queen of the British Empire. Some were covered in soot and others were wounded. Though they were all different, they all wore the same anxious expression. Everyone, thank you for coming. Victoria smiles her usual smile, facing without flinching all those who would look at. I cannot talk. Those who would look to her with weariness, God dang it, anxiety and doubt. It brings me so much joy that so many of my citizens have answered my call. She shows no signs of fatigue from the battle earlier and escaped even from the wound she sustained. She looks calmly at the assembled crowd as if she was inside her own throne room. I am able to stand here because all of you have fought hard. Thank you for your efforts. Slow and steady! Unfortunately, their revolt has succeeded and our government has collapsed. The enemy is both powerful and knowledgeable. However, As long as I have all of you, I do not intend to lose. I'd like you to lend me your strength for just a while longer. As long as the people of Britain survive, there is no way that our nation will succumb to this sort of revolt. Justice has come now. The rebels shall meet with the iron hammer of justice. Let us show them our strength. Hello, Glossary. I declare the establishment of the provisional government within Britain at this moment. A thunderous cheer erupts once Victoria's speech had ended. Her words have transformed anxiety into hope and their fear into courage. Her speech stirs something within me as well, as I listen to the very back of the crowd with Lupin. You never know, she was about to be captured by the enemy just last night. She was one heck of a queen. Yes. The cheering continues as we start to move away from the area. There you are! Leonhardt calls out to him as he runs over. It's thanks to you, Her Majesty is safe. I'd like to formally thank you. That better not be someone bidding on eBay. God damn it! Oh, it's just saying I'm winning so far. Oh, someone's pressing their luck. Good luck, buddy! I promise to return the favor someday. I swear by it, my honor and my sword. Lupin laughs, seeing Leonhardt acting more like his usual self and looks over at him. And you thank you too. Thanks for protecting her while I was gone. I never thought the day would come when I would be thanking a robber. Certainly feels strange. He looks over at me and then back to Lupin and sighs. Whose voice is this? I think this is Sholmes. Sorry to disturb the emotion a moment, but aren't you forgetting to introduce me? Yep, it's him. Lupin freezes at the sound of the voice that suddenly appears from behind Leonhardt. A voice? It can't be! Lupin's face twitches as he looks behind Leonhardt. Oh, that's right. I don't believe the two of you have met yet. He will be assisting us in the military operations. This is Herlock Sholmes. So it is you! What are you doing here? He just told you. This nation is facing a crisis right now. It's only natural that I lend a hand to the loyal citizen of Britain. No! But you're a detective! How are you going to help? Why, I am rather acquainted with the military sciences. I'd say that there are a few things I could prove useful for. Are you serious? So this is some sort of cooperative mission between the two of us? I suppose so. Just make sure not to get in my way, little cat cut purse. Same to you, you pathetic asshole! And who is it, I wonder? Who had nearly been caught by a pathetic asshole? Yeah, well, you have quite the mouth on you. Lupin glares at Sholmes, looking like he just might make a grab for him any second. Lupin, we're on the same team now, so you should be nice. Lupin looks at me and then sighs. Fine. I'll let it slide this time for her sake. Huh. Even if we did engage in fisticuffs, I can't imagine that you would get the upper hand on me. What did you say? Lupin! Lupin completely loses his usual cool when he confronts Sholmes. His street punk attitude comes out. Watching them make me realize that some people can really bring out the worst in you. God, do I feel that. Sorry to interrupt. Lupin, what do you intend to do now? These words bring Lupin back to his usual self, and he takes a deep breath as he fixes his collar. First, we're going to look for my friends and meet them. I need everyone before we can do anything. We're right here! Feels like it's been so long since I heard this voice. The voice of a friend I care for, who I spent so much time with. I turn around. Victor! Glad we found you. We were both so worried about you. Well, Jean like jam, and Darm like Dan. Darn. Jamdan? That sounds weird, but I believe you. Hold on, checking if anyone's trying their luck yet. I think someone is trying to snipe me. Good luck! You're not even close to the bid I put up. We were both so worried about you. Not even a single word from you. Don't waste our time again. Yes, but the M is pronounced so it's not mute. Gendarme. Gendarme. Okay. That still sounds really weird. This auction could be yours. I know! I'm panicking because it's got 5 minutes left. And the jerk hasn't made a move yet. It's Van! It's my boy! Not even a single word from you. Don't waste our time again. My beloved princess, I don't care about anything as long as you're alright! Your French is perfect. I only know a little bit of French from what I've learned from my mom when she was trying to study again. She was trying to study in the car when she would take me to work, so I would practice with her. It be God! Also, it has to stop being a soon. That's my soon. Be nice. I'm glad you're both safe. I'm so glad you all. I'm so glad all right too. I'm so glad you're all right too. I had faith that everyone would be fine, but still, part of me had been worried, asking what if. I'm relieved to see all of them so well. So, how did you know we'd be here? Oh, we had the count to thank for that. Saint Germain? I do have many connections. Saint Germain smiles at me and looks at Lupin and me. To rescue the Queen, that must have been a great order. It could have possibly changed the course of history. You may not be aware of it, but the two of you did something truly beneficial for the world. I just tagged along. The one who did all the work was... Look up at Lupin. He notices my glance and smiles. What are you talking about? You did some amazing work too. He looks around at all the others. She is the one who saved Victoria amidst the flying bullets and took her out of the palace. What, really? Then the real question here is, what exactly were you up to all this time? Lupin laughs as he begins to relate on what he had done to the others. I am very happy. Of course, I'm happy to be able to see them all again. But most of all, I'm happy that Lupin acknowledged me. Hold on, it's ending soon. I know this guy is planning something. He hasn't made a move yet. You're freaking me out, dude. Jokes aside, it's nice that everyone went to check on Cardi. Yeah. I'm happy that I might have been able to return perhaps a small favor to repay all that he's done for me. Now, Lupin turns back to them. Let's talk about what to do next. One of my hideouts is nearby, so let's head there for now. Oh, I'm intrigued. I'd be interested in coming along. Lupin dismissively waves a hand at Shelms, trying to shoo him away as he tags along. Hope that dude isn't gonna be a bit at the last second. Even if he does, I have a massive kind of cushion I made for myself. It's just a matter if he's gonna try and be an asshole and try and get past that cushion. Oh my god, there's a minute and 30 seconds left. Lupin dismissively waves. Yeah, we tell him to go away. Still, we all follow Lupin. I've missed this. Before we went to the underground facility, this had been our normal life. Lupin would put together a plan, and everyone else would follow. I stare at Lupin as we walk. The more he shows how reliable he can be, the more he extends his hand to me. For some reason, this makes that tightness in my chest even greater. I sense someone's eyes on me and see Saint Germain looking at me with concern. I'm gonna stop because of the bidding, it's okay. Alright, can you walk? Yes, I'm fine. Okay, I got Saint Germain off the screen. We're good. I'm gonna wait. We can continue when you're free again. Okay. Oh, there's a minute! Oh my god! What are you doing? Dude! Go the freak away! I mean, I got a shower, so... Oh my god, he's freaking me out! Dude! Go away! Oh my god, 30 seconds. Oh, he's trying! Dude! Go away! I won! It's loading. I'm pretty sure I won. It's still loading. Yeah! Let's go! Yippee! Hold on, I gotta tell Robin. Hello, I'm back. I think I almost made Robin cry. So, the thing is, about this present, it was a Christmas gift for Robin. And, Robin really likes the character Sheik in Legend of Zelda. So, there was a statue they wanted that came out, almost 20 years ago? And because of that, we were always so tight on money. We're more comfortable right now. But we couldn't even afford this $100 statue for Robin, especially with us moving all the time. So one popped up about 7 days ago on eBay for about $100, just to do bidding. And, so I kept it secret. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bid on this. I'm gonna make a nice cushion where, in case someone tries to snipe me, they're not gonna get close. So, what was it, 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago, I'm chatting with Robin while I'm trying to speedrun Resident Evil and get the other trophies. As we're discussing Christmas gifts, Robin is looking at Play Asia and notices an ad for the Sheik statue. And it's like, oh my god, it's on here! And it's not. It's one of those ones where it's the listing showing it, but it's just saying what they used to have, not what they currently have. And, Robin was like, oh, okay. So Robin was looking up different Zelda statues on eBay, out of curiosity actually to look for me for a Midna statue of her true form. And ended up finding the very same Sheik statue on eBay! And they were about to bid on it! And I had to go, don't bid on it! And I had to explain I was the one who was the top bidder at the moment, and I didn't want to get into a bid war with my own sibling for a Christmas gift for them. So... But I won. After that jerk. Who is it the same jerk also as well who was trying to fight me the other 6 days? I have to check real quick. We will get back to your regularly scheduled Otome in just a minute. You did great, cutie wee! I have to hold on. Okay, yeah, purchases. Okay, it's paid for it. Is this the same guy who's been fighting me 6 days? Yes, look at the listing. 7 bidders. Was it him? Who is this person? Are you a new person that just tried to snipe in? You're a new asshole who just decided to come in. You weren't even part of the 6 days. Yeah, good luck, buddy. Get the freak out of my house. So anyway, I won that for Robin for Christmas. And this is now the 3rd year in a row I have made them cry from a Christmas present. Great, now I gotta step up my game. In an instant I put a smile on my face so as to keep him from worrying. But it's a fake smile. A small voice in my head whispers that a fake smile is the most appropriate for a doll like me. It's just by the time we arrive at Lupin's hideout. Light coming through the small window is already vermilion tinted. Also, whenever you want to break, because you're a strong guy, so are you. Also, whenever you want to break, because you mentioned you will need to take a shower, just let me know. It's fine. We are on chapter... Oh, of course it doesn't tell me what chapter it is. Well, no way, it does tell me what chapter it is. I just can't read. We are on a hero, which is... After this, there's only 2 more chapters. So I understand if you want to break from this one, and then we just do the other 2 chapters. Yeah, maybe let's reach a good part to stop. Okay, I mean, we could stop right here, because we just got to the hideout. Nothing has happened. I mean, this is a pretty quiet point. It's really gonna pick up from here. Okay. Yeah, we can just stop right here then. I know I just saved, but let me save again. No, don't skip it! Deli and Cece, who stayed behind the mansion, joined us as well. Okay. I do need a break anyway. It's been like 3 hours. Has it? Hold on, let me see what YouTube says. YouTube is not telling. Oh my god, yeah, it's been 2 hours and 50 minutes. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Thank you for watching, though. I do hope you've had fun. Bye bye.